Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here, and welcome to day 1 of this 7 days series, where I try and take you from starting the game of Haven and Hearth all the way to having a secure settlement, all by yourself, where you can either continue to be a hermit, or you could port in some friends and play it along with them. A few quick things to go over on what you can expect in this video before you get started. First of all, I assume that you've already seen the first hour of Haven video that I made. There's a clickable card on screen if you want to go watch that right now. I'll also have a link in the description. That video kind of goes over how to play the game and what you should be doing early on and what your early goals are, whereas this is going to be more of, okay, you know the basics of how to play, this is how we're going to take you from total nomad to someone who can actually survive and be somewhat safe in the world of Haven. There's going to be a link in the description to a playlist for this series, the 7 Days series, and there's also going to be a separate link for my Haven videos in general and my Haven guides in general. Unlike in the first hour video where I was just playing non-stop and live commentating it, the format of this one is probably going to have some cuts and some time lapses. I am actually live commentating this, but because there is such a tremendous amount of travel that we're going to be doing, and I'm not going to be teaching you stuff the entire time, for the sake of keeping the guide helpful, I am going to just talk whenever there is interesting stuff that I can teach you, good things that I can show you, lessons to teach you, or just interesting things in the world that I come across, but I'm likely going to be cutting or time-lapsing anytime there is just a long stretch of just travel, because that's not really teaching you anything. I'll be going over how long you need to be traveling for anyway, as the video goes on. And if you've watched that previous 1 hour video, the only thing that happened between the end of that video and the start of this video is I logged on for about 10 minutes, and I searched a few squirrel caches, and I got myself some fine hairs. That got me, I think it was about 3,500 LP between that and I think I found a ladybug. So you can see we actually have a decent little bit of learning points right now. Okay. With all that intro little bit out of the way, the rules. Here's the rules of how to survive in early Haven, or at least what we're trying to do here. First, I'm reiterating this from the previous video, we pick a single direction and we try and go mostly in that direction the whole time. We got blocked a little early, so eventually we settled on west, kind of a southwest thing in this playthrough. Also, don't fight anything, you're not ready yet. Do not swim. I think I stressed that very hard in the previous video, but again, I need to remind anyone who may have skipped it, because I know some of you are going to skip it, do not swim. You will die. You can go in shallow water, just do not turn on the swimming skill, and you will not go into deep water. Okay, we need to collect animal skins and bones. We're going to be collecting those and holding them as we travel. We're trying to get our survival and our exploration up to 5, then 10, which you can see we're at, then 15, then 20. Those are early LP goals we're trying to hit. And either in that, we are trying to make our basic clothing and our gildings of any quality. We don't really care about the quality right now. Okay, with that done, we can start the journey, and I do have some stuff to teach early on the journey. I have my notes off to the side here, but first, I don't remember what we put in this. This lean-to is really just to teach you how lean-tos work. A few mushrooms. Okay, I think it's safe to say that with a lot of this early food while we're still traveling, we can kind of just eat the mushrooms. It's not a big deal. Eat some of the food, get a little bit of attributes. I gotta not call it skill. I should call these things by the proper names. Not that we really need dex early on. I can teach you what some of these stats mean. I called it stats again. I'll teach you what some of these attributes mean. But first, I'm actually going to dump the mushrooms. Oh, no, I shouldn't dump the mushrooms. I can make mushroom splits. But how often am I even going to be at a campfire? Okay. Sorry, I'm fighting with myself out loud. What I should do is eat blueberries, because especially early on, you really need intellect. Now, I can teach you something here. You see, food satiations. Probably saying that right. Food satiety? I don't know what you prefer. As we eat the same thing over and over, it goes up for that individual food, and we're getting less food event points, out of it as a result. This is typically not the end of the world until you get to a higher number. But, you know, it does mean you can't just cram your face full of blueberries all day and get unlimited intellect points. There's diminishing returns. You're probably going to want to cook food with some of those blueberries. You can see, by the way, in the bottom left, I'm right-clicking on my mini-map to select a lot of these things and pick them. It is much easier to forage that way than it is to click around on the big map here. Okay, there's some things that we probably want to throw out because I'm being too much of a hoarder. It's a bad habit of mine. We probably have too much taproot. I can throw out a couple of these lower quality ones now that our survival's at 10. Something worth pointing out, because I don't think I remembered to point it out in the previous video, is the base quality of everything is 10. I can't think of anything in the game where the natural quality of it is less than 10. Oh, finest squirrel hair. We are very much looking for these. They're very low cost, and they get you a lot of learning points. They are great for early on, like where we are right now. Oh, new land. Oh, and we discovered something. That was a tick, wasn't it? We have a tick on us. You see this spindly trees here? When you walk through there, you might get ticks. So Control E to check your system there for that. Okay, yeah, that's enough of this. We can just head west now. Okay, we're heading west. Check my inventory or my equipment. Okay, cool. New land. This is a random event that sometimes happens when you just walk onto a new terrain. Oh, sensing the beast because a boar came into our view at the edge of the screen there. Oh. You can scroll wheel on your mini map, by the way, in case you didn't know. It's a little messy. Okay, yeah, we're gonna have to walk around that boar. Shocker, I know, when I told you don't fight anything that includes boars. Now, boars do sometimes attack on sight. Sometimes you gotta spend a little more time in their range before they, get off me, tick, before they actually, charge. But once they're charging, you find cliffs to try and break their line of sight with you. Duck into burrows, like there's a burrow right over here. You can duck into a burrow and they'll camp you and they'll try and destroy the burrow to get you out. But it gives you some time to reduce your openings. I'll have to teach you about combat in this series. You will be learning combat in this series, so you will learn all about what openings are. You can see there's another hearth fire over there. That player's offline because it's a pale light, not a bright light. Over here on the map, we have a little mini dungeon. These things are pretty cool. This is a badger one. It's right here. It's this little rocky structure right here. I think it's called a badger set. If I right-click it, I go in, but I shouldn't because it's very dangerous. It's full of badgers, which, don't fight anything. You remember my rule? Yeah, badgers will kill us for sure. Now, what I should be doing, though, I should set a good example, and I should be raiding more of these anthills. What do I want to drop? I just want the bone out of that. Yeah, I can drop the other stuff. Okay, I don't need random nuts. I can pick those whenever I get to my destination. Okay, I'm going to start being pickier with what I keep. So we do want to keep the stag beetle, I think. Mental weight 16. That's actually a bit much for us. And the study time is really long. You know what? I'm actually going to drop that stag beetle. It's not very well within the purview of this series, I'm trying to get things done pretty quick in this series. Now, how many nettle am I at? You know what? I'm building up a decent little bit of nettle. I have enough for another pair of pants. So we're going to go to clothing, pants and legwear, nettle. Here we go. We're going to immediately wear that. And if you remember from the previous video, we're probably just going to put another taproot lacing on that for the extra survival. The survival's really nice. Here we go. We're actually running a little low on water. I got to start carrying more. I should probably make a bucket. We're going to right-click on our clothing, our new pants, to gild that on. There we go. Oh, and we should make another one of these. Oh, we need more water. Right, I want to put one on my clogs. I forgot we're wearing shoes now. You know what? I would love to raid that anthill, but my stamina isn't great, and I don't have water in me. That's a wolverine. Don't go near a wolverine. Shocker, I know. The Wolverines aren't safe. This herb right here is a wild windsown weed. You can see it on my mini-map there, if you can even see that small. It is used for the starting of farming, which is well outside the scope of day one. We're not going to be farming for a while. Hold on, I don't think we've collected a snail yet. There we go. We unlocked a new discovery, which is cooking the snails. I don't think we're going to keep him, though. I'll drop him. And we keep going west. You know what? We're going to grab that blueberry on the way. The blueberries are definitely worth it. And I'm hoping... Oh, no, never mind. We're not getting that blueberry. There's a boar near it. You'll notice I'm walking. I'm not sprinting. Oh, we have a tick on us. Get that off. You'll notice I'm walking and not sprinting. We're in a forest right now. You can see from the quantity of trees that it's a terrain that counts as forest. And it would eat up a lot of our stamina if we were running here. If this were like a flat grassland or stone, like on a mountain, then yeah, running wouldn't take very much stamina at all. More hearth fires. We want to keep walking until we haven't seen a sign of human life in a while. No, that's hard because we are playing deep into a world right now. I gotta keep my eyes peeled more for these hutches. I'm so used to ignoring them. Also, Ender Client, which I will be using next episode. I wanted to show you an episode without Ender Client first. Ender Client, which you can get on the Steam Workshop. Highly recommend it. Basically, everybody uses it. If someone's not using it, it's probably because they're using Hurricane Client. Some people prefer that. You probably really want Ender Client, even if you're new. It has a ton of quality of life things that are going to help you a lot. Okay, a little pro tip, when you see those apple trees, pick the apples. You might end up just dropping the apples. You don't really need the apples. The reason you pick the apple trees is that sometimes they drop a worm-ridden apple. I don't remember, I think it's like half-eaten apple or something. It's got a worm in it. And the worm-eaten apples, grab that. The worm-eaten apples are actually a really great item to study in the early game. Highly recommend it. And we're going to keep going out of our way for blueberries because we really want to be able to study more things, and it's one of our only good sources of intellect early on. Now, really, a better food we could be eating is fish. It's a little random what the fish is going to give you. It depends on the individual fish and thus what area you're fishing in and what bait you're using and all kinds of stuff like that. But fish, in terms of like stats for how easily you get it, I don't think anything really beats fish in early game. So you will be learning fishing. I think I'm teaching you that on day 2 or 3, the way I have things planned out so far. I mean, but who knows? I don't know how this series is going to go. You don't know how this series is going to go. For all we know, some kind of horrible tragedy is going to strike. Maybe I'll get killed on day 3 by some random raider. Oh, hey, that's a Dryad, a Trent, a living tree monster, basically. I know they terrify you the first time you see them, but they're not hostile. They're cool. It's just like a woodland sprite or something. You can ignore it. I think you can do something like you can chase it and it'll speed you up or something while you're chasing it. I think it's meant for a PvP kind of situation. Oh, let's go catch that squirrel. Do we even have the water to do this? I don't know. Remember, drinking water gets your stamina back faster. We're going to run and go for it. Oh, we got it. Yay, ring the neck right away so that if I messed up and dropped it out of my inventory, it doesn't run away from me. Food doesn't rot in this game, so you don't need to worry about like keeping it alive to keep the meat fresh or anything like that. That is simply not a concern. Okay, well, until we have water, I can't make this other taproot lacing, so I may as well just make the shirts. These cost 6? Yes. Make the first one. Let's get away from that boar. I know there's a cliff, but still. These crab apples? Walnuts. Okay. I'm going to put on one of those shirts right away. Again, we can equip 2 of these because they stack. One's the armor slot, one's the clothes slot, but armor can also wear clothing. So you're going to have like sets of armor that just have stuff on it that would be useful if you're crafting maybe, or stuff that's useful where you're farming or you're fishing or whatever. And then a different set of clothing for while you're out fighting. You don't necessarily have to have gear that's good at everything. That said, you can't switch gear in combat, I don't think. At least not quickly, you couldn't. So I do recommend you dress for the occasion. Well, you're still a nomad, though. It's mostly just very, very basic stuff. Hold on, let's pick those apples. Yeah, this early, though, it's very basic stuff. It's your nettle clothing. Apparently we're on the edge of some realms or something. It's you just want some nettle clothing. You want your cogs. You want a spruce cap if you can see some spruce bough, which I haven't noticed. I think I saw some on the previous episode and then it slipped my mind to actually go pick it up. I like checking burrows sometimes. There's usually nothing in them and they're just for safety for new players, like temporary safety. But you never know. Where's this burrow? It's right in the thicket. Nothing. All right. Keep going west. Any ticks? No ticks. I think when you have a tick, your stamina just slowly drains away. Hold on, is this spruce? This is fir. Yeah, I don't think that counts. While I walk. Well, I get that blueberry. I'll double check. Go to clothes and equipment, hat, spruce cap. Nah, very specifically spruce. Okay. Only 2 of it, though. I never remember which one is the spruce and which one is the half the other trees. Oh, nope, that's a boar. In fact, I'm going to run. Control R speeds you up 1 level. Control E? Nope. Control Q? Nope. What is it? What's it slows you down? Ah, I don't remember. I'll have to figure it out later. It's fine. Get that real quick. I see some water. Okay, I should be a good influence and start raiding anthills again. I've made some room. I should probably make more room. I don't need to carry this dream around on me, but until I'm out of space, I'm carrying the dream with me. You can see there's a milestone here. You can follow this in different directions. It's basically auto walk. Means that players have been through here and this is along an auto walk path between 2 places of interest to them. That means it's probably not very safe to be here right now. I mean, if an unfriendly player wanted to do something, what could I do to stop them? So we're going to stand right here and not heed my own warning as I am crafting. And I'll just make an extra one. And then refill my little sippy cup with quality 13.5 water. Yes, 13.5 water. Sorry, no. 12.5? 12.9 water. Aha. Okay, I think that's all these I need, right? So we're going to gild that onto my shoes. Apparently you can gild while you're walking. Never knew that. I don't think I've ever tried. And we have more, right? Yeah. Shirt. Cool, we put one on the shirt. Grab that. We need more, right? Okay, so we're gonna have one more shirt and then we're gonna have a cap, so I need 2 more. I already have 1 more. Okay, let's make 1 more on top of this. Then I got something to teach you. Cool. We got that, we filled our little cup back up. And you know what? While we're here, I think I'm gonna make a bucket. Yeah, I think I'm going to make a bucket while we're here. Now, I can't do this out of this log. These can be chopped into blocks, and that's cool, but they can't be turned into boards. What I'm going to do is knock these down. I'm going to just knock all the blocks out of it by chopping it, and I'll show you why in a second. Just give them some time. Here we go. Okay, I'm going to stack these. Ooh, it's going to be slow if I do that one by one. Here, temporary item storage. If you shift right-click something on the ground, you'll pick up all of that thing in the area one by one. So I can pick these up 4 at a time now between my inventory and my cursor. There we go. Cool. We can split these. And sometimes... Hey, we get woodworms, which can be studied cheaply and easily in early game. They're also used for fishing. I talked about them on the previous episode. But I just thought, well, that's there. Let's stock up on a few woodworms. Right, I should be using the hotkeys for this. I gotta be a good influence. Usually I use hotkeys, sometimes I don't. You can hold control and left click things to drop them. Just like how shift lets you move things between containers. Man, I'm getting very unlucky on how little woodworms are in here, I gotta say. Okay, we got another woodworm there. Now, if we had Ender Client, it would be much quicker to do this task because I could automate that it splits. But it is what it is. Okay, we got 5 woodworms out of that whole log. That was pretty good. We'll just hold shift and right click to pick up that whole stack again. Oh, apple tree. Why? These things don't stack sometimes. Sometimes they don't stack if they're wildly different qualities. It's annoying. I kind of just wish they would. Okay, I got something to teach you while we walk. You can see our survival, our baseline is 8. We have it up to 16, but the numbers don't work out. I should have more than that. I have like nettle burns, which give you temporary survival. I got the lacings. There's a bear over there that I don't want to be anywhere near, and he's coming in my direction. He's not aggroed yet, but man, they motor. Look how fast that guy moves. Gonna drink some water. Right, I was gonna chop a tree earlier. Let's get away from the bear first. Cool. Sorry, it's all hands on deck when a bear starts moving. Okay, we'll chop a tree up here so that we can make these boards and make this bucket. Okay. You'll notice the numbers don't add up. It's because your bonus through equipment can only ever add up to a maximum value of whatever your baseline is. And our baseline is 8, so we're going to put 2 more points in. I scroll wheeled up to get to this, and I'm going to buy it. This will get us up to 10, which will actually get us up to 20 with our bonuses. There you go. And that has raised our cap, our hard cap, of the quality of things we can forge up to 20. Too tired to chop. Well, get some water. We can actually get a button, like a hotkey that fills all your containers with nearby water quickly. But that is an Ender Client thing, and we will very much be happy to be using that next episode. There we go. Okay, now, boards are pretty big. They're 4 vertical height. So I'm going to make a little bit of room by eating some more blueberries. And then we're going to... Oh, God. Sorry, it pops up that little window every time you hover over, and it's very obnoxious. There's also a sort button that makes this a lot faster in Ender Client. Okay, we're going to make boards. There we go. By making 1 board, which I will stack right here, we have unlocked... what's it under? Vessels and liquids. Bucket. We need 2 boards. Now, we don't need to be able to fit both in the inventory at once. I can show you this. You can hold one. And then you're using a stockpile here. That's a grand total of 2, so I can just make the bucket. Yay, that's a discovery. Oops. There we go, cool. Quality 3 bucket. Now I'm gonna fill it with water. And now that it has water, it can't go in my inventory because it's not empty. But you can put buckets on your hand. So I'm gonna just do that and swap it out with the bone saw. Now I would like to make a better quality bone saw at some point so I can have better quality boards, but for now this is fine. What matters is we're now carrying a whole bucket of water, and we can drink from it. Can we drink directly from the bucket still? Yes, we can. It's 10 liters of water. So now we have much more water we carry with us. I know this looks silly, but a lot of players just carry as many water vessels as they can and buckets of water, so that when they're getting chased by an animal, or more likely, human players with bad intentions, you can outrun them. Because everyone runs at the same speed, but if you target certain things, you can get a speed boost, so you'll get some distance from them. And if you can run longer than them because you brought more water than they did, then eventually you're going to be able to outrun them as well. Okay, now while we're here, we haven't gotten one break in this commentary, have we? 25 minutes in already, and I'm still just teaching nonstop. We have bark to collect. Why? Because we need to make another stupid cup. Not because we actually need to use it or anything. What do they put it under? Is it under the symbols? Oh, God. Sorry, I'm always hunting through these. Tableware, cups, yup. Gotta make one because the quest doesn't know that I made one, because I guess I did this before I got the quest. There we go, that got me... I went away way too fast. I couldn't see how much LP I got from that. I don't want that visit quest, so we're just gonna have like a hunt quest, maybe? Try and frame, acquire, hide. No, we're not doing that yet. Remove a tree stump. We could slowly remove a tree stump. Pottery, we're not doing that yet. Firecraft. That's mostly stuff we could do, but we'll probably do that later. Okay. Do we have more that we can study on us right now? No. I could make another cone cow. Nothing in here. Nope. Let's pick more apples. Okay, so our next thing that we're crafting is just another shirt or a hat. Whatever we find the stuff for first. We gotta find a spruce tree, and I can never remember what the hell a spruce tree looks like. I know it looks kind of like a pine tree and kind of like a fir tree. I remember that much. Okay, drop the apples. So we are gonna hold on to, I'm gonna get rid of that cup. We're gonna hold on to, is this spruce? Nope. To the squirrel tails. They're not super useful. Oh, big base, big base. With a big personal claim. There it is. Looks probably active. I just wanted that dandelion. It's a really cheap, fast thing you can study. All right, we're looking for dandelions right now. Because we want more LP. We're looking for just a few more nettle, although having extra nettle's never a bad idea. Oh, apples. We're looking for anything we can study along the way. Here we go, a worm-eaten apple. You can hear I didn't get a discovery for that because I think I found one when I logged on for those 5 minutes to get like a ladybug and whatever. A worm-eaten apple. Research is pretty fast. It says day and a half, which in reality means I think half a day. So 12 hours, and you get 2,634 LP from it at this quality. That's pretty good. We'll study that. And we're going to keep picking some blueberries while we're at it. Oh, there's a stone area up here. Fun fact about stone areas. You can dig on them with the dig command like you would soil, and you might get good quality stone. Now, stone is hard capped, at least when you're digging it, is hard capped by masonry. So you would need to put points into masonry, which I don't recommend you do right now. Why? Because we're heading west. Oh, there's another base out there. Okay, we're heading southwest. That's a lot of thicket there. Now, this is definitely a sign of human habitation at some point. Someone gathered up a lot of mirkwood here. You can see this is probably their hearth fire. And they paved a lot of random bits of something, but the fact that it's grown over and a lot of it seems to be worn away with time, this was probably a settlement that was abandoned almost a year ago, probably when the world was very new. That might have been someone's spot they picked out day one, or day two, or week one. Week one's always a little scary, always a little dangerous. Okay, I'm going to refer to my notes over here, because we have some more journey notes to go over. We're trying to find a distant cave. That's our goal. We're trying to go so far that we don't see signs of human life, ideally. Although, if it's a little maxed out on this world, I can understand. But generally, you want to keep going. Wild horse, don't worry, they're peaceful. We want to keep going until we get to an area where we haven't really seen any signs of human life in a while. And then we'd like to find a cave. Now, ideally, that cave will only have one entrance. It's safer that way. You can make a very safe, very small settlement that we will use to then get ourselves ready to make a proper, bigger one, where we live outside and, you know, have a nicer home and more room, rather than just being cooped up in a cave. So we're looking for a very distant cave. Along the way, we want to keep gathering LP. That's important. As well as getting our early equipment. Do we have enough yet for this? No, I think we need one more. You want to keep collecting skins, and you want to keep collecting bones. So catch little animals you see. Like, we might not be able to catch this rabbit, but we can try. Squirrels, though, you can basically always catch a squirrel. So catch and skin a lot of squirrels. In fact, I should probably do that right now, because I can stack these things. Is that... that's a hedgehog skin, okay. And drop the bits you don't need. Oh, there's some yarrow up here. We don't need it, but I'll pick it just to show you it. It's very, very basic medical treatment for wounds that heal on their own anyway. So, not really all that useful. But we'll pick it just for the discovery, because you should be continuing to get discoveries. I'm assuming a lot of you guys are picking bits off trees more often than I am, because I talked about that in the previous video, and so I hope you're doing it. Because it is good. Highly recommended. It'll help you a lot. Okay, put another taproot lacing on there. We've got our double shirt, we've got our double pants, we've got our shoes. Cool. All we need is the hat now. And we're all good. Where are we? This looks like fresh water to me. There's a base down there. There's a base up there. This probably just hits water. So I think I'm going north around this lake. We could always make a boat. I don't hate the idea. Boats let you travel a lot farther, a lot faster. They can be a little dangerous. Players can kill you on boats even if they can't engage you in combat. Even if they don't have the skill yet to engage you in combat. Now, I doubt I have boat building yet. I think I need fishing and maybe swimming first before I can do that. But I have some LP and I should probably be spending it. So first what I'm going to do, you guys know the rules. We need exploration up to 15. That's going to help us find more stuff. And our survival is already past 20 or at 20 because of our gildings. So I'm not going to bother with more. I'm going to keep picking more nettle and stuff, but I'm going to be a little bit less going out of my way constantly for it. We are not in as dire need of it as before, but we probably do want string for later. So having a little bit of string is not a bad idea while we go around this gigantic lake. Actually, you know what? Let's get some skills. Let's get some skills. Now, you can go on the wiki, and you can look up the path for all this stuff. Oh, that looks abandoned. You can look up the path of skills you can go through for everything. Wow, this place was abandoned so long ago that even the walls don't stand. You can see where they used to be, though. There's the hearth fire of someone. Yeah, coffer. This has been picked clean long ago. Looks like they built it around this burrow. This was probably where they used to eat. This dilapidated old chair. There's their hearth fire. And a long time ago, they had a bundle of sticks in here. Wonder what happened to them. Hey, person who made that settlement, if you ever stumble across this video, these are the kinds of stories I want people to share with me. Oh, we should go back for that blueberry. Get that. Yeah, cool. See, quality 20 blueberry. It's worth more points. How are we doing on eating, by the way? 40%, okay. Depends what it is, but sometimes I stop eating around 60, but honestly, with something as low quality as blueberries, we could probably stop eating sooner. Foxes are not hostile, by the way. They will fight you if you attack them, and they will beat you up this early in the game. But they don't start the fight with you. Looks like this is another little camp someone was trying to make, abandoned a long time ago. You could spit roast on that. Check it out. In fact, I can take the spit and place it, and that counts as one of the quests for beginning of Firecraft. It's kind of funny how that works. Big man-made mountain there from someone digging. They were probably, that's where they probably put all the dirt that they were digging out to flatten that. They probably thought that was a cool village location. It was not even remotely safe. Because, guys, you can't settle that close to water. Waters are used as highways for players. You're gonna get found and mapped out. And if you start lacking, someone's gonna pick you apart. Look at this weird strip of grass. So odd looking. Must be part of this whole base, which looks like it could be dilapidated just based on how that looks on the minimap, how it's all spotty. That base might be active. I don't know about that one. But I'm not going to go find out. This is a speed boost. When you walk through it, you are now walking faster for the duration of this speed boost in the top left. It's not very long. You see them all over the woods. The purpose of them is when you're running away from probably another player, and you're guzzling water, and you're running away, and you're running away. Hearth fires. Well, you're running away. You run for the speed boosts whenever you see them, because the player chasing you is just chasing you. If they chase the speed boost, then they're going to be making distance from you, not towards you. It doesn't make you so fast that you could go do a detour to get that. No, a detour would be a bad idea. But you as the person running away, doesn't really matter what direction you're going as long as you don't go into a corner. You're just trying to get distance from them because you run at the same speed. So you run for the speed boosts and get the speed boosts and then keep going on your merry way because every speed boost is going to get you a little bit more distance from them. Very important. Oh, hey, full squirrel. Lucky. Got some bones and some hides, and the whole world just stuttered for a second. Grab that. Okay, is there anything else here? Don't swim, collect animal stuff, do your gildings. Okay, I think that's basically everything there. You need to raid anthills. You should be collecting your bones and your hides because we're going to be using those later. We're going to cut through here. Is that a spring? Flint wash. Ah, you can pick flint out of the flint wash. You can also chip flint. Some boulders are made of flint. But I think flint wash might be better quality. I'm not totally sure. And it regenerates every once in a while. Yeah, like we just got a quality 20 flint, which is a lot better than anything we've got. Quality 20 makes me think that's probably a much higher quality than we can see. It's just that, 20 is our survival. Okay, I want that ladybug. I might not be able to catch it, I don't know. It depends on if it comes this way. What is that thing? I don't even know what that icon on the map is, but if I right-click it, nothing happens. Okay, well, I need the ladybug, and it's basically chasing me. There we go, I got it. Oh, it's a skeleton. I didn't know that was the icon for, like, a human skeleton. Yeah, that's a human skeleton right there with no head. That means that a player died here, and someone got the skull. I don't know if it was the initial player who died or what. When you die, you can reincarnate yourself as the next in line, the ancestor of the previous person who died. Doing that, you will regain some of the LP that the character had spent over the course of their life, so not all is lost. Better yet, though, if you can find the body and take the skull, then you can study the skull, and you will get back another large chunk of the LP that was lost with the dead character. And you can get even more beyond that if you then bury the body. So if you ever come across a body like that, I can't really do anything about that right now. I don't have a shovel. I'm kind of in the middle of trying to teach you guys a tutorial so that other people don't have to die. But... yeah, if you see a body like that, Maybe they're abandoned character, maybe it doesn't matter anymore, but generally, me and my village policy is we be nice, and if we find a body like that, we'll give them a burial. Because then wherever that ancestor is in the world, they get a certain large chunk of their LP back, no matter how long it's been, as far as I'm aware. So, yeah, bury the bodies. You can bury the body through adventure, I believe it is. Haven and Hearth, maybe? No. Not landscaping. I don't believe I have the skill for it yet. Because I don't think it's under build. Would feel weird if it was. So I'm double checking really quick. This is how I am with everything in this game, by the way. Nah, I just don't have the skill yet. That's okay. Okay. Oh, hey, there's a abandoned base down here. There's a hidden hollow here. It's just really, really big storage. You could make a base around it. Ooh, there's a milestone on this old destroyed place. You can see there's some honey dripping out of that someone left before all the crops died. You can actually pick up that honey with a bucket. I don't want to pour out my bucket, though. There's a milestone there, outside of where the wall clearly used to be. Swan Lake, because we saw a swan on the lake. Beautiful blue stones this player collected. Oh, I want to see what that stone says, but there's a bear next to it. Now, bears can kill you. A lot of animals won't kill you, they'll just knock you out. Bears sometimes go for the kill after you've been knocked out. Boars will sometimes do that too. So I don't really want to mess around, but I really want to see whose base this used to be. Here we go. JW org, God is love. That might have been the people who killed them, rather than the person who lived here. You can see where this whole settlement used to be. There's a claim up ahead. Active village claim. I wonder if these ruins belong to whoever lives there now, or maybe if the people who live here are the ones who killed this settlement. It's hard to say. It's active, though. You can see the borders here. I'm not walking in them personally. Oh, is that a spring? Oh, that's a spring. Check it out. Oh, it's on their land. Okay. I can't use it. So spring, you can use a water container on it and collect the spring water. Sometimes it's good quality. I believe spring water never runs out. But of course, this is a whole lot of human life, so we don't really want to be here. We want to keep traveling west, maybe southwest. Hey, check it out. Crabs. Crabs and lobsters. Now, they pinch you when you grab them. Yeah, you can see there's some blood there. We got hurt. Crab caressed. I do think these heal on their own. We're going to grab a crab as well. And we'll drop, I don't know, man. A blueberry. Okay, a crab and a lobster. We're gonna crack them, which also can hurt us. But more importantly, it gets us a whole bunch of discoveries. And some crab claws, which I can study. The study time's kind of long, but it's worth it. It's oh, right, because the triple time thing. Sorry, if you use Ender Client, you can make it so that it doesn't show, like it shows the real time instead of the triple time thing. Oh my god, so many conveniences that we are sadly without. I feel like we're at the point of travel now where there's going to be a lot of downtime. I don't know if I can... I don't know if you get apples only off certain trees or not. Like apples that can be worm-eaten. I'm not sure. Anyway, I feel like we're at the point where we are fully studying. I said we're fully studying. You know, that's about our limit. We could squeeze in a little bit more. And so we might want to start traveling by water. Now, I would love to go on the wiki and remind myself of the exact skill path to take for this. But unfortunately, I cannot. I cannot check that. Why? Because the wiki is down right now for maintenance, I guess. I'm going to take fishing. And that did not unlock boat building. It's probably behind something very weird, like farming. Might be behind swimming, which we've just unlocked. Okay, I will... Oh, no, there's a boar. I will unlock swimming, but I will not swim. Ah, there's boat building. It was behind, oh, there's a lynx up there too. The lynxes are very fast and very dangerous. Okay. Yeah, get out of there, get out of there. We're good, we're good. Okay, you need fishing, then you need swimming, then you can get boat building, which we cannot afford, but we'll be able to later. Once we can afford boat building, we're likely going to make a dugout. Sorry for all the awkward cuts right now. I'm sneezing like crazy. Okay, so what a dugout is, it's a ship where you cut down a tree, and you carve out a log, and then you set it on fire. And after, I want to say it's like 30 minutes to an hour, something like that, you will have a boat. It's not a very good boat. It can't go through whirlpools without breaking and drowning you. Getting knocked out in the water drowns you, by the way. So that's terrifying. Also, don't log out in the water, ever. It's just not safe. Anyway. Drop that, drop that. You're going to want to make a dugout, because even though it's slow, and even though it's fragile, it's a boat, and it's way better than traveling by land. It's faster than traveling by land. It's generally safer, because there aren't a bunch of animals on the water that just aggro on you like there are on land. There are going to be other players, but you could always make landfall and immediately log out if you really, really needed to. Look, you're not really in any more danger on the water than you are on land. If someone wants to kill you, they're probably going to find a way. So we're going to try and save up for boat building. I do think that it's a good idea, but we also want LP for other things. We're probably not going to get to 20 on both skills at a base level by the end of this video, or this day. But we want to get close, but we also have skills we want to get, right? We have to save up a lot of LP if we want to make a claim at the end of this day. You need, I think it's 4,000 for the skills just leading up to it. You need 4,000 for Yeomandry, which I believe is a requirement. So it's entirely possible that you won't get that done on day one. Remember, just because these videos are called day 1, day 2, day 3, whatever, doesn't mean that you're necessarily going to get it done in that time. I understand everybody has different amounts of free time to dedicate to video games. Got some intelligence. Sorry, I'm just eating some stuff. There we go. What's the mental weight on this again? The crab claw? 3. And now I have room. Yes. They're the same quality, right? Yeah. Study that. Cool. So we have over 4,000 LP currently in our study pool getting studied. You can see we're getting pretty close to finishing the woodworm, which is worth 100 for just a regular old 10 quality woodworm. Now, if you're wondering about the priorities on getting my skills up, right? Like, now that I have this at 15, should I get survival to 15, even though it's at 20 with all the bonuses? You could, and I don't hate... Oh, we got another one of the good apples. Oh, look out for that boar. Gonna try and take a wide path around that. Cool. You could do that, and I don't blame you if you want to do that. Getting higher quality stuff is great, especially if you're trying to get more LP, especially if you're foraging for things to get more LP. Oh, there's another active claim. Me personally, I think I usually get the exploration up more, and I rely on the taproots. That is probably still active, because that is a very big village. It's not as big as mine, but it is a very big village. Drop those apples. There we go. And eat that bloob. You know what? I have a bit of room. I'm going to raid an anthill. The thing that was holding me back before is I just didn't have much inventory space. And a little bit of forgetfulness. So we're going to set ourselves to run. We're going to drink some water first. I hit the 2 key for that, because that's what I hotkeyed that to. We're going to right-click raid here. Or we're going to right-click to get raid. We're going to left-click raid, and then run about a screen away. We want this to be off-screen before we run back for it, this anthill. So you can see it disappears in vision around there. We're going to run just a little farther. We're going to drink our water, which I'll manually click the button for it. I should really hotkey that to something else. And I'm going to run right back as soon as the ants get close to us. Don't worry if they hit you on the way. 1 or 2 ant hits isn't really going to do anything. You could run wide if you want to, though, to kind of corral them a little bit. Like that. Then we click back over here-ish to where it was, and as soon as you can see it, right-click it and then left-click on raid so that your dude's locked on and will do it as soon as possible. Hopefully you don't hit a tree or something that stops you. Thankfully, in this version of the game, when you hit a tree, you mostly kind of edge around it. Sometimes you get stuck on it. Old versions of the game, nudging a tree was enough to halt your progress. There we go. We got a few different things. I think I see 3 different things there. And we're going to keep going west. We can probably walk away from them at this point. Yeah, we're walking slightly faster than them. Cool. So the good thing we got is the ants, the soldier ants. We got 2 soldier ants, which can be studied. They're low weight time. They get you decent LP. I think they're about on par with woodworms in terms of how good they are. Yeah, these are just 10 quality, the lowest they can be. We also got some ant larvae, which is a little bit of agility, which is good. And pupae, which is constitution, which is also good, although a little less important this early. Oh, there's a big old village there, too. It's probably more like someone's personal base up here, but it's active, and they have a visitor gate open. I could be a friendly neighbor and visit, I guess, but I think not. I think it's better that I don't. Squirrel, though. I'll hunt that. Drink some water. Make sure I have a lot of energy going into it. Ooh, it's already running. It's kind of fast, too. Later, we can do a credo to get ourselves a bonus to chasing small animals like this. Wow, that one's really fast. I'm not going to bother with that. But we can't get that credo yet. Credos, if you go to lore and skills, you can click on credos and you can select one, but their first one costs 10,000 LP, and we have much better uses of 10,000 LP right now. We're likely not going to start our credo for a day or 2. Oh, mushroom down there. We need the LP. I'll go get it. We can't do anything with it right now, I don't think. Normally to eat one of these, you have to dry it on a herbalist bench, and that is way outside of the scope of this video. There we go. But I'm always happy to get the discovery. I might be able to make a mushroom spit with it, but I'm going to drop it. All right, I finally had the good idea of just checking what a spruce tree looks like in the icon list. Man, that looks exactly like a fir, doesn't it? Okay, clothes and equipment. I want the hats. Spruce cap, here we go. A string and 2 spruce gets us a spruce cap, which looks like this, by the way. This is why newbies in Haven and Hearth are called sprucies, or spruce caps, because this is one of the first hats you can make. It's a real signifier of a new player. I like the spruce cap, it's pretty cool, but we'll keep wearing our deputy's hat. Oh, and don't forget to give it your taproot lacing. There we go. We have our full set of early game equipment. Oh, by the way, to remove a tree stump, you hit A and then Y for destroy, and you just select a tree stump. It's a lot faster to do if you use a shovel, but yeah, an axe does work. I just thought, you know, because we have this beginning of lumberjacking quest, we could get the LP really quick by just uprooting a stump. When you're looking for signs of human life in an area, by the way, keep an eye out for tree stumps. You know, this old log stump, like what I found, this is totally normal. You find these in nature, but clean-cut tree stumps just left behind. It was probably a player knocking over a tree to make a boat. Players do that a lot along shorelines. So keep an eye out for that. That could be a good sign that humans have been through there. Oh, apparently that doesn't count as a tree stump. even though it was a tree stump. We did get strange root, though, which can be studied. 15 mental weight, though. It's a bit above what we can do, but study time 1 day for 6,000? Remember, that's not really 1 day. The game runs a lot faster, so... we might be studying that sometime soon. That's a strong one. Remember, keep uprooting things. You never know what you're going to find. Here we go. That's a man-made tree stump right there. So that one should count. Let's go ahead and destroy that.
Bet I can smash that.
All right. And with that, we have enough experience, or LP rather, we just got a lump sum of LP, that we can get boat building. Ah, so nice. Okay, now with boat building, we can toggle swimming. No, see, that's the death button right there. Don't press that one. We can build a boat, which I think is under Build Vehicles, Dugout. All right, we're going to drink some water first. This is a high stamina cost thing, but we are using our axe to carve this out so that we have a dugout. Then we need to light it. Now, if you guys watched that first video I told you to watch, then you've already got your lighting fires button hotkeyed. You can see it's all shavings in the middle and everything. We need to burn that out. That's what makes this a dugout. So we can just pick up this log, split it so that we have a bunch of sticks. We're going to drink our water so that we have stamina. And I think you guys have only seen me light a fire once in these recent videos. So I'm going to have my cursor over top of what I want to light. The moment my match lights, I right-click on the thing so that I can, set it on fire. Sometimes it burns out during this process. It happens. Just drink water again and light your sticks again. Sometimes it takes a few tries. Here we go. Come on. Whew, first try again. All right. I don't remember exactly how long this is going to take before it cooks in. Can I lift it right now? No, I can't. Okay, when it's done, we can use the lift command on it, and we're going to bring it right over to the water here, and then we're going to start traveling by boat. While I'm here, though, I'm going to fill up on water. Here we go. And I still have my cup, which I really don't need anymore. It's not even a liter. Probably don't need it wasting space anymore. I think what I'll do, now I don't remember if it's like half an hour or so for this to burn in, something like that. What I'm going to do though, is I'm going to log out for safety here. And then when I come back in half an hour-ish, I will have a boat. I can show you how that works. And then we're going to do more traveling by boat because it's much faster. And we have so many things that I will be popping on and occasionally studying as I wait. You can see how fast these things are going, right? Like this thing said 2 hours. You can see it's already about a quarter done. It's hard to tell, but there's this bar that fills behind it clockwise. If you're on Ender Client, you can make it so it just tells you how close it is to being done by percent, and you can see real-world timers on it. It's very, very convenient. Anyway, I'm going to log out for a little while I wait for this to burn in, and then I'll be right back and continuing the journey. All right, we're back online. It's been about 30 minutes. According to my village chat, it probably takes more like 10 or 20, and I'm just misremembering, but we will see. Let's bring this over to the water. So all I did there was the lift command, which is A and then, L. I hotkeyed it to 3. And I'm just going to bring it over here and right-click on the shallow water to put it in. Then we right-click on it to get in the boat. And now we can left-click around to move around on the boat. Now, if you want to get out of a vehicle, you hold Shift and you left-click. Sorry, you hold Shift and you right-click. You hold Control and you hold Control and you left-click. Sorry. It's Control left click. Sorry, I thought it was Shift left click. No, Shift left click is to continue moving in a direction. That's right. Or is that an Ender Client thing? Oh, I don't know. But we can go down to the deep water now. You can see the deep water is the deep blue on the mini-map and the map, whereas the lighter blue can be stood up in. But now we can get all kinds of new stuff on the water, but more importantly, we can travel a little faster. If we had a rowboat, this would be much faster, but we can't get that till we have tar, can't get tar till we have a tar kiln, and we really should not be making a random tar kiln out in the middle of the woods. It takes days to make tar to seal the rowboat, so that is something we'll be doing much later. Let's get traveling. Oh yeah, now that we have a boat, by the way, these little water dudes, I don't know what they call them, water striders. Yeah, you can catch them pretty easy now. They have a very short study time and a lot of LP, so I really recommend if you have a dugout, these are a very valuable, easy thing to study that you can farm. And they're a little easier to click if you use the mini-map, but yeah, you can use the regular map as well. Alright, now this is pretty cool. Check it out. Someone's dilapidated abandoned base with all the old animals from it wandering free. You can actually shear their wool and stuff. It's really quite interesting. You can see? Because these are domesticated animals. You can see, I mean, multiple people probably lived here. This is a pretty big place. As valuable as the wool is, I am going to drop it. But this probably was... Yeah, like, look at this. They have cheese that they were making. It's all empty, looks like, at the cheese trays. This was a pretty advanced little base. It's probably been completely picked clean by this point. Yeah, it's got some little bits of leftovers. But this was probably, yeah, a couple study desks, so there's more than one player here. That or someone in their alt. I wonder how long ago this place fell apart. I'm surprised that the domesticated animals didn't just leave at some point. Yeah, there's like multiple houses, different beds and stuff. It's always so interesting getting these little peeks at another player's world, you know? What they left behind. Even more study desks. Yeah, this was probably a group of friends. Well, I hope they come back at the next world. Oh, there's like a base over here, though. Something is still claimed. But most of it is left to rot. Weird. Really weird. Debased. Huh. Well, I'm gonna leave that alone. It looks like it's a half-decayed village. This was probably the outskirts of it. This is a pretty big village, then. If I look here, you can see there's a big property there that it looks like they started building but never finished. I think this was a big personal claim of a group of friends, and they decided at some point that they were gonna make it into a village, and they started to work on it, but I guess abandoned at some point. It might just be 2 or 3 players. I see 3 hearth fires right there. I can raise and lower their net. I'll leave it alone. Who knows, maybe one day we'll hear from whoever owned that place. It's cool, though. Whew, look at this place. Big boats there. Bigger than our boat by maybe a little bit. Probably active, too. The funny thing is, this spot where I am right now is really, really close to a base that me and my crew used to live at very early in the lifespan of this world. We lived there, I don't know, maybe less than a full week into, probably more than a full week into this world being out. Maybe weeks 2 through 3, my village was up here. In fact, we're gonna go find it soon. I bet you it's ruins now. I don't think anyone maintained it, but some raiders followed us there and harassed us a whole lot there, so we ended up packing up and moving. But I think I want to visit that place and just show you what it looked like since we're in the area. While we're here, by the way, we can also clear some reeds. You can make a belt out of these if I'm not wrong. Let me just grab some. Here we go. We can use 3 of these in a string to make a basic belt. That's awesome. I'll show you how belts work in a second here then. Just let me gather a few and then gather a string, because I threw out my string because I needed room. Well, here it is. Home sweet home. So it used to have walls. Used to be a little more paved than this too. But we used to have walls here. We had a little house in the corner here that is very gone now. We had farm up here, that's gone. God, I remember doing so much of the work for this almost a year ago. What's written here? Just wanted to say thank you for being nice neighbors. That's sweet. Someone left us a stone to let us know. Thanks for being nice neighbors, because we were very giving and very nice to the people in the area. You can see a lot of old alts have their hearth fires here still. Is this another sign? Mjork. I have no idea who left that. Here was our well over here. I think we planted a few trees down there. But again, we were found here pretty fast, and people were hunting us. There's a few graves down here where we buried some of the old bodies of our characters. Here lies Mah-Dry-Bread. This was my, I think, first or second character this world. And there's Source Aura. I think that, I don't know if he still plays with us. Go in the burrow. Is anything left? Oh, a little bit of our crowded burrow is left. That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, some of our old stuff. Our old slave key for the place. Some of our old monarch butterflies and whatever. I guess it wouldn't be robbing to take anything here, since this is mine. We gathered this on another world, but I'm not going to take it. This guide is to teach you guys how to play, and I'm going to assume that you don't stumble into any really cool ruins of a place that gets you everything that you need, you know? I would rather... I get stuck on a stump, apparently. I would rather earn it myself so that I can show you guys how to get it. So let's get out of here. It was cool going down memory lane. We just happened to be in the area. But I don't think I want to settle near here. There's a lot of people still near here. A lot of bases. A lot of them have fallen apart, but some of them haven't. So I think I'm just going to go back to the boat. And we're quite close to the ocean right now. So I'm going to just keep on moving. Ooh, check it out. We found some clover. Clover? Clover. Clover can be used to temporarily tame a friendly, domesticatable wild animal. So I could use this on a wild sheep, and I would be allowed to shear it. I could use it on a wild cow, and I would be allowed to milk it. Or, more importantly, and the reason why you should always carry a clover with you, is you can use it by right-clicking it on a wild horse, and you'll be allowed to ride that wild horse for a little while. If I see a horse, it's sometime in this playthrough, I'm sure I'll see a horse, and I can show you exactly how that works. But very useful, because riding a horse for a little while, not only is that good exploration and good foraging, but you could also use it to hunt things once you're better at combat. Or you could use it to hunt things like rabbits and squirrels, which don't fight back and just run away. You could use it to very easily hunt a whole bunch of rabbits, in fact. And that's a good recommended use for it early on. So once you start seeing clovers, try to always carry one or two, or maybe a little stack in your inventory, at least until you've domesticated animals yourself. And it's going to be a long time before you go domesticating any animals yourself, because that requires you to be pretty good at combat and have an established base and a farm so they have a food supply. It's a whole big mess. So something worth pointing out as we boat along the shore of the coast, unless it changes in the next world, the way most worlds have worked in Haven is there is a big spawn continent where everybody spawns on, sometimes more than one spawn continent that everybody spawns on. But then if you surf very far out with very different boats that can handle super deep ocean travel, or you go in a whirlpool, which teleports you all around the world, which you need a better boat than this to survive. Anyway, way out there, if you have a better boat or a whirlpool to get there, you'll find other continents that people don't spawn on, and they're usually much lower activity as a result and much safer to be, but there's still thing walls that you can use to teleport between them. You'll learn about that in another video. Oh, clams. We're not going to keep these. I don't really have much use for them right now, but we will grab some. Here we go. We'll grab one just for the discovery, and we're going to keep on moving. Anyway, so that's why it's very likely that we're never going to find a place with no human activity, because we're late game, almost going on to the next server in a well-developed world. And we're still in the spawn continent, because I'm assuming that you guys aren't going to find a whirlpool and do something advanced enough to get to a whole nother continent. And you shouldn't have to. I just want to make sure that there isn't any super active activity near me. You know what I mean? And of course, we gotta find a decent little place to settle down. It's especially important if the world is new that you get settled on in a cave, because you want to be kind of out of the prying eyes, you know? Early on when everyone's trying to snatch all the good spots. Later on, though, less threatening. I'm less likely to have some person knock down my personal claim while I'm still trying to get it set up. When you claim land and you make your totem to make a personal claim, it initially is soft and anyone can break it for a little while. I want to say it's 8 real-life hours, something like that. And so you don't want it out in the open where someone's going to destroy it, right? Unless you're just very far away from any activity, then it's not a big deal. So that's one of the reasons why it's so important to tuck away in a cave, then it's kind of easy to block off safely. You can either block the entrance to the cave, you can block the entrance to the cave with the claim itself if you're very careful. And if there's no other entrance to the cave, then that can be very safe. You just make sure that your hearth fire, that's a big base. You just make sure that your hearth fire is already in that area, so that you don't need to worry about, inside the cave rather. So you don't need to worry about blocking yourself out of the cave. You can just teleport into the cave. That's one way to do it. More likely, the way you do it is you put the claim inside the cave somewhere, not too far from the front door, and then you build fences with gates. That way they need more skills, more of the criminal skills before they can go on your territory and rob any of your stuff. Gives you more protection from just wanderers, you know? Now, as cool as it would be to have a tiny little island base, they're not very practical. A lot of people try making them because the idea of it seems really cool. The concept seems cool, but they're really not a good idea. Like, someone's tried to settle here. You can see there's a dilapidated boat here. Great thing wall. We found a thing wall, which makes this place a little dangerous. But hey, I see a rowboat. That is much better than our regular boat. What does it take to repair it? Repair. You need to turn swimming on. Oh, is it far enough out into the water? It is that you would need to swim to it. They put it just at the... Oh, no, they didn't! Hey! Okay. Repair. Need a board to repair that. Well, I can get a board right now. Yeah, someone tried to make a base here and probably learned it. So, oh, they have a mine hole they made. I'll peek in. Someone probably realized quickly that this is going to be a high traffic area doing this, though. Oh, that's great. Yeah, this is all dilapidated, but someone was mining here. Guess they had a mining operation on this island. What does this one say? Something in another language by the looks of it. Okay. Okay, I gotta drop some stuff. And I'll pick it right back up after. I just want to have a board so I can repair this thing. Now, if you guys don't stumble across a rowboat, that's okay. You don't need this rowboat. I am going to use it, though, because it lets me move faster. It's not going to let me do anything that the other boat doesn't already let me do. This just lets me do it while moving a bit faster. It can hold more people, too. And if I wanted to, I could even put luggage on here. But I don't think I really need to. There we go. Is it fully repaired now? Nope. Now, thing walls are kind of like teleports. I'll show you how they work in a second here. I don't have another thing wall connected yet. I don't usually mess with them. Does not need any repairs. Okay, cool. There we go. And we will... you know what? I'll leave that equipped for now because it saves some inventory space. We can right-click it. You know no neighboring thing walls. So if you know neighboring thing walls, you can warp between them. Enter a destination or choose a known one. So we've discovered this one, which is pretty cool. And we're going to get on a boat, and you can already see this is faster. You can also hold, I think it's up to 3 people on one of these at a time. Now, I don't want to go into these areas, by the way. I think that's deep ocean. Our boat would break apart in there pretty quickly, actually. Okay, we still need to find a string, but I'm just happy that we got this rowboat. I'm gonna go make landfall. Hopefully no one's gonna steal the boat while I'm offline, because I need to go eat some dinner. And then I'm gonna be right back to rowing and trying to find ourselves a nice secluded little place to start up our very first base. Well, we wait for this research to go to get us all the many, many learning points we're going to need. I think we're going to need well over 4,000 for this total. So we'll log here, and I'll be back on soon. All right, you'll notice that we have a lot more LP. Basically, I didn't have much time to play yesterday, so now it is tomorrow, which is also today. I played for like 3 hours yesterday, and now I'm going to play for 3 or 4 hours today. Again, the whole 7 days thing, it's not like you have to do this in 7 days or there's a time limit or anything. This is just 7 days of guides that you will find helpful, along the way. Take it at your own pace. If you only have an hour a day, you only have an hour a day, don't worry about it. But basically, because of that, we had more time to study things, and I had just been periodically popping online every few hours to make sure that I was studying and make sure that if there was anything in this very small vicinity around me, that I would pick it and eat a couple berries or something like that. And I just got some constitution, apparently, because I ate a few little things. Anyway, I want to make this this string and reed weave belt and show you how belts work. So we have a belt, we're going to equip that right away into our belt slot. And now you can right-click the belt, and we have this, God, the edging on it is so ugly. You can change that in the Ender client. Probably every custom client can change that. Anyway, this is your belt. You can have all kinds of things on your belt, but mostly people put like tools and stuff on it. You can also put water flasks on it, which is very useful. But for now, we'll put a tool. So we'll put our axe on there, and the way this works is with it on our tool slot, if we need to use an axe to, say, chop a tree, it automatically, just because I selected that option, put the axe from my belt into my hand slot. You see? And if you look at my belt in the top left, it swapped it for my bone saw. So tools will automatically swap as you use them if they're on your belt. This is the worst quality belt. You can get better ones later with snakeskin and leather and stuff like that. And those better quality belts will be able to hold more items at a time. I want to say snakeskin holds something crazy, like 6. And it's not that hard to make either, although you need to be comfortable with killing a snake, which don't go trying to do if you're a new player and you don't know how yet. Snake bites are very dangerous and you don't want nerve damage. And the way to make the antidote for snake bites is through getting snake fangs and crafting it out of that. So it's very dangerous to even make the antidote. Anyway, we have a lot more travel to do, so let's get going. Oh, jellyfish over here. Definitely grab these if you see them. Much like crabs, they'll hurt you a little bit. You can see you take a bit of damage. Wounds. Yeah, we got a jellyfish sting. Hurts our constitution for a while. These can add up and be pretty painful if you're catching a lot of jellyfish. I believe having any kind of glove would protect you from this, or at least partly protect you. But again, this is an easy early game thing to study. It takes 2.5 days, which again, I think the game runs at about triple time on the current patch. So it's significantly shorter than that. And it's 2,000 experience for only 3 mental weight. This is another one of those early game things you can study that are pretty solid. You just need a boat usually to get them. They usually show up near beaches and stuff. But if you have a boat, you can hunt them pretty quickly and easily. All right, we just found a cave. Now, I don't know if this is going to be a good cave or not. We're going to have to check it out a little bit and see if it connects up to any other cave system we know of to see just how safe it is. Also, it's a little bit close to water, which I'm not thrilled about. But we'll see. There's things that we can forage for in here, though, so we can get little bits. Duskfern's will? Yeah, not the most useful, but I'll take some. But there's going to be stuff. I couldn't pick that corn, but I can pick this one. That tells me someone's been in here somewhat recently. Wither corn, I could eat for perception. I think it can be ground into flour as well. Looks like someone has picked away at these walls to try and mine a little bit. Okay, well, we can get some discoveries in here. It might not be a very active cave. It might be just that someone poked through here sometime in the long past. We don't know. I don't see extensive mining or anything yet. I've already picked up a snail. But again, chip every stone you see. Okay, I see bats up ahead, and I don't want to aggro them. Because my character's not ready for that yet. This might connect up to other cave systems. It might not. I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a hearth fire in here and just have it as a placeholder here. We'll keep exploring more, but if I can't find a better place, then I'll warp back here and revisit this and see if I want this to be our first little cave. This isn't going to be our permanent settlement. We're going to want an actual like village kind of style place out there in the world, but you're going to want a base of operations before that, and a secluded little safe cave. That's a decent place to get your leather going, because we're going to need to start drying these leathers, and it takes a very long time. I'm going to go get the stuff together, put a hearth fire in here, just like I showed you how to do in the first hour video, and then I'm going to go boating for a bit longer. So this is right near the cave. It looks like there's still a claim here, but they've also just left all of their boats to decay. Join the crew, furl sail. I think I could actually steal that ship if I wanted. This place is a bit dilapidated, but not fully. Like, they have a wall that's, oh, it's not fully intact. There's a gap there. Yeah, this place is probably abandoned. All the animals are just sitting down, which means that no one's been feeding them. They've run out of food a long time ago. Yeah, this place is abandoned. Well, they were probably the ones who were checking out that cave down there. Well, they got big sail ships and stuff, you know, they were probably doing pretty well for a while. Maybe they just became inactive, maybe they got hunted, I don't know. See, that big broken corner of the wall, that makes me think that they might have gotten hunted down. Angered the wrong people, I don't know. I've seen that happen before. Sometimes, especially if someone's trying to make an expansion to an already existing wall, that the wall is always soft for a little while before it's finished drying, and a particularly rude player may come by and decide they want to knock that wall down while it's still soft. Well, walls do collateral damage, so what they'll do is they'll knock down the bit of wall that's new, that's easy to knock down, and it'll take down the rest of the wall with it. Okay, this might also be the same player's settlement, or just another player that they're friendly with. I get the feeling this is also not active because the, you know, the fields are all dead. Well, these are the only two bases that are super close to the cave that I've seen so far. There's a really big one down there, but we've already looked at that one. It looks pretty dilapidated. I'm starting to get the feeling that that cave might be our spot. Yes, it might not be the safest one. There's probably safer ways I could do it. But I don't hate the idea of, oh, hold on, no, we gotta go grab this. Let's move that and move that. I see a rooster. And I'm gonna go sprint at it and grab it. That is a unique thing that we just grabbed, because that is not a hen, that is a cock. So we'll wring its neck, and pluck it, and clean it, and butcher it, and we will drop the chicken meat. And I guess I'll hold on to the feathers for now, but I probably won't keep it. By the way, I'm throwing out all these entrails because we don't have much use for entrails right now, but later in the game you'd want to keep these because you can stockpile them, so it's very easy to stockpile them. You know, the thing where you put them on your cursor and then you right-click and you can place it on the land as a big pile now. So it's very easy to store large quantities of them. And also you can use them for all kinds of things. Fishing bait is an easy way to use them early game to get some food out of them. You know, why waste that when you can use it to go catch a fish, which is an extra piece of food. Looks like there was some kind of path up here. Someone was stomping out. There was probably serious activity here at some point. This is all along the coast of the continent. You can see that kind of seawater blue, the light blue, whereas inland, the fresh water, is all this dark blue. The light blue, the aquamarine, easy for me to say, that's ocean. So this is all salt water, which actually, now that I think about it, I could scoop up the salt water as a discovery in like a cup or something, but I think I threw all my cups. I just have the bucket, and I don't really want to ditch my fresh water. That's still useful to me. But we're gonna just keep on moving. Gonna keep on moving, see if I see caves near the coast. Now, again, I have a rule where you don't want to settle near the coast. Oh, hey, this might be active. They have just a tiny claim here. I'm allowed on. Interesting. Which means they've left it open for for strangers to visit. They set the permissions so that strangers are allowed on it. That's interesting. That, or it's long since run its course. I'm not sure. I don't remember if that whole radius appears if the claim has completely run out of LP. You see, when you have a claim, it's not just it protects your land forever for free. It's you need, as the character who made the personal claim, you need to continue to get LP. Now, it's not spending your LP on it, it's not wasting it, but every time you gain LP, it's adding authority to your claim. It's basically saying that the owner of the claim needs to maintenance the claim simply by continuing to study. You don't even need to stay online, you just need to be continuing to get LP. So you can, like, load up a study desk, which is a object you can make that you load it up with items that you can study, and every time you finish studying something, even if you're offline, it'll automatically slot in something else from your desk. Now, I always thought these areas looked cool, where there's a lake narrowly separating the fresh water from the salt water. I can see some knockdown logs here. Someone's been here. In fact, that's a great time. We're going to, we can drink our bucket and empty it. Let's get some salt water. There we go, just so that we got the discovery for ant paste. We'll empty it, and then we'll go load back up on some fresh water again. This is quality 20, which probably means it's higher than 20. Our limit is just 20. Yeah, speaking of limit, we should probably spend a little bit of LP, shouldn't we? I do need to work my way towards Yeomandry. That's going to be a requirement for our claim. So why don't I do that real quick? I'm just going to really quick go in the wiki and double check what the requirements are for that. I do not want to lead you astray on that. Oh, the wiki is still down. Oh no, this is a great time to do my tutorial series. Fellas, I'm winging it. I want to say it's behind something weird like animal husbandry, and then it's Yeomandry. We got that. Oh, it wasn't that, was it? It was not that. I bet you it's farming. Whoa, we got a lot of things unlocked from that, including Yeomandry for 4,000. Yeah, I knew it was behind one of those, or maybe both. I'm not sure. But you see, we've unlocked more quests, beginning of farming. But these are things we aren't going to do until we have a base. We're not even going to be farming at our little cave base. There's not much purpose to farming yet at that point. But we're taking Yeomandry, which is the requirement for having a settled home. Now, we still need LP for other things. We don't want to go spending all of this on exploration yet. Not that we could even afford 5 points yet, although inching our way up is a good idea too, to find more forageables. Speaking of, by the way, I should probably grab that little water dude. There we go. And I need to study more things. I could slot the jellyfish on. Yeah, I'm putting the jellyfish on. It'll take a long time, but I may as well just get it started, right? Okay, we have Yeomandry. If we go to landscaping, no. Haven and Hearth? Yeah, here we go, claim land. Now, minuscule icon here, but it's one beautiful dream, four bones, 5 blocks of wood, and 4 stones. Also, I just remembered I forgot to make a hearth fire in that cave. I'll go back and do that now. You know what? I think we're just gonna do that cave. We'll see. All right, there we go. We have our hearth fire in the cave, so we can teleport back here at any time. I brought the boat inside, so there isn't a boat sitting on the coastline outside, making it clear that someone actively is there, or at least recently there, recently enough to have a boat in good condition. Next, we have to make our claim. So I'm gonna put that, I guess, right here? I'm gonna say right here-ish. I want the claim to be quite close to the door and easy to spread over there. So we're gonna start building that. With all the stuff that we have, we're gonna have to go collect some stuff, and we're gonna have to make a dream catcher as well, which is build, construction, no, processing. Here we go, a dream catcher. Might even make more than one of these, but again, we need to go get some ingredients for this. So we are going to go collect those ingredients right now. You guys already know all these ingredients. You saw me in the first hour video get this. By the way, now that we're out getting supplies and everything for our little cave, we can start collecting a little bit of stuff. We know that we're going to have a little bit of storage while we live here. We're probably only going to be living here for a few days as we scope out the spot that we want to make our little village. But we need some time to dry some stuff. I'll drop the branches. I can always just get more branches later. So we can actually get a little bit of... that cave is probably part of the same cave system. That's okay. That's okay. I will peek my head in there and see what's there. However, if it's on the same cave system, that's okay. I'm doing the plan that makes us safe, even if there's multiple entrances, although less safe than if there was only one entrance and we could do an even safer style of cave base. But I don't want to overcomplicate things. Things will be fine. Right, we're going to be able to make a little bit of storage. It's not going to be the longest term storage of all time. Oh, you know what? This might not be connected. It's hard to say. Our little opening is, I think, over here or here. I think it might be this one right there is our opening that we have our little base started in. I'll have to make a marker for that. I don't have any underground markers right now, I don't think. I'll poke my head in here a bit. I can always warp back. Right, but we're going to start making a little bit of storage, maybe some wicker baskets and stuff, more likely some crates, because we have a saw, we can make some boards, and crates are pretty good at holding space very early in the game. I probably want to make a barrel near the fresh water, because there's a lake not too far away. I'll fill it up with water and teleport home, so that we have a bunch of water in the home for easy refills. Okay, there's bats up ahead. But I can see that these things don't connect, although it looks like there's been quite a bit of mining in here. Yeah, this line up here, I thought it looked weird before, and I wasn't totally sure what it was. That's a mining shaft someone made. So this cave system has been extensively mined. The one that I'm in, maybe not so much. That eases my feelings on it a little bit. While we're here, we may as well start making stacks for all of our stuff. I don't think anything is going to get stolen right now, so I think we're probably safe to start putting things down. It's a little messy right now, obviously, but that's okay. I think we're pretty safe to do that and just clear out the inventory a bit as we go explore and get more of the stuff we need. Really, I just need to find a string immediately. The sooner I get the Dreamcatcher done, the sooner I can start collecting a dream, and thus the sooner we can get the actual steak drying. The steak takes... I want to say it's 8 hours real life time to dry, because it says 24 hours, which is 8 hours real life. I'll double check with my chat, though. My chat. My village. I'll double check with my village to see if they remember. Ooh, just found a bunch of chickens. We're going to catch as much as we can. Gotta get all of those bones. Oh, wow, these ones are fast. I could sprint. Yeah, let's do that. It eats your stamina much faster. But hey, I mean, we have water. In fact, there's a spring right there. What a coincidence. Here we go, and we'll ring the next... Oh, I wish I could hotkey it to ring faster. Oh, you can see a fox is attacking that little baby chick. Poor thing. All right, we're going to top up our water here. There we go. 10 quality water. Wait, quality water, 20. Okay, no, it's out of cap then. Ooh. And we get some of the tufts of the squirrel's finest hair as well. Worth pointing out, by the way, as easy as it is to hunt chickens, and as useful as they can be for bones and whatnot, sometimes they even give you wish bones, which you can study. Yeah, unfortunately, they have no leather. Their skin's not any good for making leather, so no hide, no leather. Oh, check it out. I just gathered a dandelion, and I got a little bonus you sometimes get when you're foraging. I got the itsy bitsy spider, which is a great thing to study. 3 days, so 1 day in real time. 7,000 experience for only 10 mental weight. Again, this is a great one for early game. Sometimes when you forage, you will get as a bonus item Itsy Bitsy's web or Itsy Bitsy's spider. I like to hold on to them because if you get both, you can craft them together into Itsy Bitsy Spider on its web. I don't remember the name of it, but that's what it is. And it's worth more than both of them combined. So I'm going to just hold on to that Itsy Bitsy Spider and put it away in storage. I could make a lean-to. In fact, I probably will make a lean-to at some point. I have some bow in the house, so I could make one pretty easily. But I'm still looking for string. There's like no string around here, I swear. I'm getting pretty tempted to just start putting more points in exploration so that I'm finding more forageables. Wow, do these not stack at all? Oh, they do stack. Thank God. There we go. Oh, they stack up to 2. Okay, well, I'm happy I'm finding them. There we go. We are done our dream catcher. In 10, 20, 30, some unknown amount of minutes, we will have our first dream caught. We can put that in here, and then our personal claim can start drawing. I did double check with my village. They're like 90% sure that it's 8 hours real time for the claim to dry. So I think I'm pretty safe. I mean, realistically, the chance of anyone wandering into this cave, seeing a claim is drying, and then caring enough to destroy it in the next 8 hours, it's pretty low. So I'm going to go collect the wood ahead of time so I can have this all ready to go as soon as possible. And we're going to try and make the place a little more cozy in the meantime. Put up some fences for some very basic theft security once the claim is done. Get a little bit more LP, make a little bit of storage. We can use these old logs as a little bit of storage right now if we want to. But mostly I've been bringing them in through just teleporting home, holding them. And I've been doing that just so that I can cut them up later, get wormwood or woodworms to study or to use as bait, get easy sticks, things like that. But I do probably need to put some of this stuff away. I doubt any of this is really getting stolen. Am I at my max? Yeah, I just finished doing one of my dandelion studies, I guess. Okay, I need to keep going out and getting supplies. Oh, check this out. Wild crops here. I think this might be flax. Here we go. String grass. 10 seeds of string grass. Now, if you hold shift and you right-click it, then you can drag a box over multiple of it for your guide to go through and pick all of it, because that's a farming tool, and this is farming. Can I pick these two? No? Okay, that must just be flavor stuff. You can pick some things, and you can get seeds out of them. Now, I'm guessing the quality of this is 1. Yeah, because my farming skill is only 1. But I do recommend at some point you start gathering up at least some base quality of a few of these things, even if it's just 1. And just put them in storage back at your camp, because one day you will be needing to plant this and starting the beginning of your crops, and even some terrible quality stuff is better than no quality stuff. If this is what I think it is, string grass I think becomes flax or maybe hemp. Either one of those are good quality strings that you can grow yourself to then weave into clothing or use in the many, many, many things that use string in general. There's like a whole little grove here. Huh. Someone clearly planted all this, like, very intentionally. There's raspberries and stuff. Huh. I guess this is the name of the view side. This is cool. It looks old and dilapidated. I'm sure it's seen better days, but some player intentionally built this. Probably the ones down here. Maybe this was their fishing spot or just their hangout spot. That's really cool. Man, look at the fish jumping. Maybe before the end of the video, I could do a little fishing. I could probably scrounge up the supplies to do some fishing. Oh, here we go. I was just starting to put things together to try and make a fishing rod. I just made the hook out of bone here. I was about to make the fishing line, but I don't have any string on me, so I was looking through my storage when I saw we have a dream. Let's go ahead and build that. And there we go. Now, fun fact, what the stone in front looks like and what color the wood is all based on the actual ingredients you use. So you can customize the colors of these. There's actually a website. I'll see if I can get someone from my village to send it to me. There's a website where you can plug in any combination of materials in the game for any building in all of Haven and preview in 3D what that would look like. So you could go ahead and figure out, hey, I want my claim to look like this. I want my house to look like this. You could go ahead and figure that out ahead of time. Anyway, you can see this little colored floor here. This is the full claim. This is our stake we have here. We can extend it in different directions. You can see what the cost will be right there in LP to buy that. But I don't want to do that. Not until this is fully dry, which is going to take, again, 8 real-life hours. Let me just set my watch timer here for 8 hours so that I know when that happens. There we go. Cool. Okay. So we can set up our permissions ahead of time, though. By default, it's selected white, which is white applies to non-memorized people. So basically any stranger walking through. So I don't want anything checked off for them. I don't want random strangers to have access to this. Now they will until 8 hours pass and this dries. Once it dries, they will need to turn on criminal acts. And each different act costs a different amount of LP. And it's to try and keep new players or new alts spawning in from instantly being able to harass people. So, for instance, trespassing is the cheapest one to buy, and that lets you walk through someone's claimed territory. Next, they might take theft. Theft would allow them to steal things out of containers. But the thing is, they need vandalism, the next most expensive one, if they want to get through an object like a fence. So that's why we're going to put a fence. I do believe they would have to actually destroy it instead of just opening it because they shouldn't be able to interact with things on the territory. I could be wrong about that. I know it would at least keep someone who only has trespassing from getting on the territory. So what we want to do is ideally at some point we extend this like that, and then we put a fence along there so that they can't just walk in the front door. And ideally, on the other side, we would also fence up. Maybe we extend it to something like that, and we do a fence along there. This would only cost 1,000 to do, to fence that and fence that. I hate how many tiles are wasted, considering we're still paying for them, I think. But it is what it is. It's part of the weirdness of living in a cave. But if we fence that stuff up, we'd be good. And stuff on your claim does not decay with time. So we could build some cupboards and stuff and put them in here if we really wanted to. Some longer term, larger storage. Do we want to do that? Probably not. Just because we're probably not going to be living here super long, so I want some more temporary storage. Mostly what we want to do here is set up our leather production. Normally I would say wait for your claim to dry before you go buying the stuff on it, because you're not going to get that LP back if they destroy it, but it's only 1,000. I have a lot of LP right now. I think I am actually willing to buy this just for the sake of the video, because I know that I'm not going to be online in exactly 8 hours. I'll probably be asleep. And so I want that extra little bit of protection. I think the chances of someone stumbling in here and deciding to destroy it are very little. And also the 1,000 LP cost I put into this, if it were to get destroyed and I come back online and see it's gone and I need to go find another cave, that 1,000 LP is very, very minor to me right now. So I have bought that. You can also refill, but the claim is too young to be refilled, so it's inactive right now. But it says, you know, until enabled, 7/17 until enabled. I'm not entirely sure what it means by that, to be honest. It's 7/16 in real life where I live right now. Confusing. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. What does matter is if you're looking to teleport some friends in, I'm going to turn off personal claims so we don't have to look at that. If you're looking to beacon in some friends, now is a great time to do that. You don't have to do it right now. You could do it once you've already got your walls up if you want more security. But again, if you're looking to teleport in your friends, if they've been itching to play it with you and you've already got your cave figured out, now's not a bad time. You can make some of these wilderness beacons. 10 clay, 10 stone, 10 boards, 20 wood. All of those things are easy to get. You already know how to get all of those things I've shown you. If you don't remember how to get the clay, just dig in the river. And if it ever says it's out of clay, move one tile over and keep digging. Like literally one tile. What is it, like Control V? No? Alt V? Shift V? No. You know what? I think seeing the grid might be an Ender client thing. Regardless, a tile literally means a square of the floor. Like, I'm moving between tiles right now, you know? So you don't need to go very far to get more clay. It'd be very easy for you to spam out a bunch of beacons, set your passwords, have them teleport in, just like I told you had to do in that first hour of video. Now, God, there's like no string around me. But while all this stuff is drying, there's two things I want to do before I cap off the video. One thing I want to do is set up some leather production, which is going to require string anyway. The second thing, I wouldn't mind fishing, but maybe we start that for the beginning of the next video. I don't know. Let's work on leather production for now. I don't believe I already picked up any of the skills for that, but let's peruse through and see known skills here. Lumberjacking, I don't see L for leatherworking. Nope. Okay. Well, we already have hunting, which is a prerequisite for it. Tanning, here we go, that's what it calls it. Tanning is very much required. Cool. Construct tanning tubs, make tanning fluid, acquire leather. So we need to tan and we need to dry. Drying and tanning both individually take many, many, many hours. I can't check the wiki to see the exact number, and I do believe it dries faster if you use higher quality drying frames. But do I have it written down here? Ooh, I probably have it written down in another page. Let me check. Here we go. Most hides take about 14 and a half real-life hours to dry. Yeah, you're gonna want a lot of drying racks. I'm actually checking my script that I wrote for some shorts that I am going to be making, or are probably up by the time you're watching this, teaching you how to do some very basic things in Haven and Hearth very quickly in a short format. Here we go. It's about 14 and a half hours for hides to dry. And then you can take those hides, and the hides that you want to turn into leather, you have to put in your tanning tub with your water and your tanning fluid. So it's made of water and bark, thankfully both easy to get. And you know how long that takes? Yeah, that takes a brutal 30 hours. So 14 and a half hours to dry the hide, then you got to move it over to your tanning tub where it's 30 hours, and then you have leather. And you need leather to be able to make your palisade, which is the big bad wall that's going to keep you safe even when dangerous people walk by and notice your village. So, you know, that's the goal. So while we wait for this, let's go ahead and get some of our basic stuff built here. If we go to processing and production, we have drying frames that we can make. Now, I recommend you hold shift and you mouse wheel to spin these around and to get them very evenly placed, because normally it wants you to pack them in like this. That's a big gap. You can pack them in a lot tighter. Now, if you use a custom client and you have your grid up, it's much easier to keep these aligned and nice looking. We do not have such a luxury. So I'm gonna just plop one right here. Do we have any of the stuff on us? No? Okay. I'm gonna grab some sticks and I'm gonna start putting some of these up. I'm gonna just put like a couple placeholders here. So you just insert one thing into it, and then you can queue up another one. Okay, cool. Both of those fit. I probably don't need like a billion drying racks. Each one can hold 4 leather worth, or 4 slots of leather, and all of my hides are very, very small. So not really that worried about running out of space. I can just slot like 3 in here. This looks so messy and horrible. I know this is going to drive a lot of Haven players nuts looking at it. There we go. Oh, that's so hideous. Okay, I gotta get a whole bunch of string before I can make this work, so I'm gonna have to go out and get more supplies. Wow, you remember this massive base we were seeing earlier next to us? Yeah, totally abandoned. They still have some crops, could be harvested. I won't, but yeah, their walls all dilapidated, falling apart. Looks pretty abandoned. Is that oh, message stone. You guys know I love these things. Oh, there's a dead horse over there. We could skin it, butcher it. Sex. Huh. I'm gonna assume that was put there by whoever raided them. Will I butcher the horse? Sure, I'll butcher the horse. We could use the LP and everything. Although, I'll need to make a little bit of room for this. You know what? I'll lift it, and I'll teleport home and butcher it there. That makes more sense. This is not the way. Looks like there was a base here long, long ago. Barely any remnants of it left. Just what looks like very, very old remnants of maybe a farm. Looks like there was a little bit of tree planting going on. I see a bunch of mulberry bushes over here. And there's milestones still. Some of this place might still be active. Let's see. We allowed in here? We've entered some kind of village. I think I looked at the side of this place earlier. Yeah, it looks pretty abandoned. Fresh water. Is there a name for this place? Oh, no, it just says the quality of the fresh water nearby. Okay. Central Park, Berry Garden. And we're being chased by midges. I hate these things. Don't let them bite you. Oh, it's just this dock again. We've been here. Well, I seem to have discovered this space here. This place used to be pretty well developed at some point, but it seems all abandoned now. Like, you can walk right into the mine. You can see, look at all these beautiful storage houses, the tar kilns, these giant mushrooms they're growing. There's a personal claim there that seems to be inactive. You can walk all the way down deep into this mine where they have old water barrels and all kinds of mining supports. Who knows what happened here, why they ever stopped playing. Maybe if we go down far enough, we'll find out. Maybe there'll be a big cave troll that killed them. Who knows? But no, this place is seriously well developed. I see a bunch of kilns, so they were definitely mining metals and working with metals. I see a lot of things made out of metal here. They're doing pretty well, and it looks like this is where they buried their dead. Let's give them some credit here. Here lies Eru. I don't know who that is. Probably not gonna know any of these people. Oh, Eru 4, Nar 01, and Eru 5. Probably some group of friends. I hope they had a fun time with the game. You know what? While we're here, I don't think they're gonna mind too much if I use a little bit of their wood storage here. I want to fill up some tubs, and it's most useful to make them near the water, if you ask me. So what we're going to do here is I need to clear up just the littlest bit of room so that we can hold one board. So 4 vertical space to do that. We're going to get our one board. We're going to build production and processing, a tanning tub right here. Now it's going to take 4 boards and 2 wood blocks total. So we're just going to build the whole thing right here near the water to save us a little bit of work, even though this is very slow, because our inventory is too crowded. I can't wait until we can get more things later so that we have more inventory space. It'll be really nice. Okay, we've got that. We just need 2 blocks. Well, we're just going to take some from their storage. Oh, whoops. I need to make a little bit of room. There we go. I would like... oh, right. Right, it's an Ender client thing where I can type in a number of blocks I want. Okay, well, I'll just shift left click twice to get to. Build that, there we go. Now, we could be pouring water into this, but it's easier if we just lift it from here, and then we right click the water and get it in that way. See? Now we have a tub full of water. We can right-click it and see it's just a tub full of water. Tanning fluid says 40 liters, but it's really just water. You can see it's very clear. So we need to put bark in it. There, we just put 3 things of bark in it, which made tanning fluid, but it's not concentrated enough. You can see it's still that that light blue, or that deep blue, I guess, which means we need to put more bark in that before that counts. Oh, we can pick up a leaf, too. Let's do that. So that's maple leaves. Okay. You know what? Collecting a lot of leaves can be a good idea. It can be a good idea to know where leafy trees, like maple trees, are. Do I have one of them too? Okay, I do have the seeds for it. You want to get maple trees sometimes, or any kind of very leafy tree, because you can use the leaves on a campfire to cook a bunch of wrapped food, fish wraps and stuff like that. Okay, there we go. Now we have enough tanning fluid that has changed color. So we're gonna lift it. We're gonna teleport back home because it's time to get things started. Now we can't use the tanning fluid right away because we don't have a dried hide yet. So we're just gonna put this off to the side for now. What we do have now, though, are some strings. Do we have enough to finish one of these? Oh god, don't tell me. Oh wait, no, I gotta close that so that it's not occupying my string. Oh, we still need more string. Sorry, this area has very little forest, and forest is where you find most of the string this early in the game, so I gotta keep going back out. In fact, I think I have some stinging nettle in this pile. I do. That's 1 string. Good. I need 2 string for each one of these. It's very annoying. Normally 2 string isn't a big deal, but when you're this early and you're not next to a forest, it can be a little bit slow. Oh god, I gotta do that again. Okay. And we will build this. There's our first drying rack. We can put some leathers on this. So let's take a few leathers, just 3, 4 random ones, and we'll put all of those up by shift left clicking. There we go. We have 1 thing of leathers drying. It'll take about 14.5 hours before that is dried, and then I can pick it up and I can put it right in the tanning tub. There are obviously uses for dried hides, plenty of uses. I can show you them later. But we need the leather more than we need the hides. So most of this first batch of leathers is probably going straight into the tanning tub. Because as you heard from the whole 14 hours then 30 hours, it's going to be a minimum of like 2 days before we can safely have a batch of leathers, and that is the earliest we could then make a wall and make like a proper base. I'm going to do a little bit of organization here because it's a mess. And then I'm probably going to try and get some more string, maybe make a campfire so I can cook some food. There's a lot of little things. Let me put that away. There's a lot of little things I could be doing right now to stay efficient. Hey, check it out. I used a bunch of the stones I had to make a little fire pit here. It's buildings and construction, furnaces and fireplaces right here. And you just build it out of a bunch of stone. Then you can put any kind of wood on it. Branches, I've been putting some blocks on it. That filled it up pretty quick, actually. So let's put that down. And we can just light it the same way we light anything else in this game. But I want to actually make like a spit for it. So that is under something weird, I think. I want to say it's under like odds and ends, extra and accessory. No, because that's clothes and equipment. It's probably not. Processing a material? Here we go, I found it. It is under clothes and equipment. It's tools, and then it's cooking and utensils, a roasting spit. I do want to make one of these. It's some strings, though, but I would like to spit roast some food. In fact, I might spit roast this horse, although I think it's domesticated, and thus its quality is actually really bad. I cut it up, its skin, and it was quality 2. Now, I'm not hard capping that, so it probably was just fed absolute trash. Or it was starving. I have no idea. Maybe it starved to death before the patch hit. They made it so they don't starve. I don't know. I don't know all the details. All right, I just got back from another trip out to the forest in the north. Got a whole bunch of strings, got a lot of berries, got a lot of mushrooms and stuff like that we can roast over the fire. Got a lot of good stuff here. Mostly, though, the string. That's what we really care about. I want to have enough string to finish these, because we do want to be drying quite a few hides at the same time if need be. I'd like to do more than this, actually, but to keep things moving a little bit, let's get 4 sticks, 2, 3, 4, and we have enough wood there. Cool. We're going to craft a roasting spit, which is actually one of our quests in the bottom left. We can right-click that onto a campfire, and now we have that. I need 2 more sticks, and we're going to light this. Cool. This will actually be a lot of a quest you can see in the bottom left. We need to spit roast a gutted animal. Normally you do this with a smaller one after you get the organs out, but we're gonna do this with the horse we found. The quality of the meat will probably be terrible, but I want to do it. I also have this rabbit that I got earlier. I cleaned it out. Again, you leave the bone in if you want to spit roast it. You'll get more meat out of it, and it's a really good early game source of food, is spit roasting stuff. There we go. We've lit the fire. Now we can put more fuel on it for a long time if it runs out, and the coals and the ashes are still there, which the ashes can be collected, by the way, with a container. Once it's already burnt out, we can just put some more wood on it and then right-click it and light the fire by just blowing on it and getting the, stoking the coals, basically. So we've got that going. Let's go ahead and right-click our rabbit onto it. You can see we have it on there now, and now we turn it. Now, it used to take like 15 minutes to do this back in the day, but now you can see the progress bar goes pretty quickly for spit roasting things. So you just spit roast a little until it looks all roasty. There, it looks all roasty, and now we can carve it. You can see that's its own discovery, and this is perception and agility food, which is fantastic for us this early. Got some agility, that's nice. We're actually getting a lot of agility from our gear, which is nice. It's not actually our best stat. Eat some more, got another point of agility, that's cool. Okay, that's how that works, by the way, but we could also lift this and put it on. I think it has to be cleaned first. I'm just worried that cleaning it is gonna get rid of all the meat and just make it a skeleton, because I think there's an option for that. I'm gonna clean. And hopefully this is getting the guts out. Okay, this is getting the guts out. Good. So we've actually unlocked some, we got an intestines, which unlocks a lot of things. Intestines is used for sausage making. It's also used as bait for fishing. We can also use it for fishing line here. You can see we can make string and intestines into a fishing line, which is, yet again, another discovery. We need to make one of these fishing poles, which is thankfully not very hard. We actually have enough string on us right now to do it, so I think I will. Grab that, and I need to grab one more of these blocks. And we have our basic bushcraft fishing pole. Now, I'm gonna have a short showing you how to make this as well, but I may as well show it here. We already have a hook. We made that in the fishing section of the equipment screen. And we already have a fishing line, so we can just click it and then right-click them both onto the fishing rod. So we have that fully equipped, either than bait. We can use any bait. We can use like entrails. We can use these grubs I've been collecting. Just know that while you're fishing, it'll automatically use the next thing and the next thing and the next thing in your inventory that counts as bait. So if you have anything in your inventory that you want to study, that would count as bait. Other bugs, you know, ladybugs, water striders, things like that, you probably want to go put that in a container first so that you don't risk wasting it. Fishing is a great source of easy food. Don't go wasting all of your things you could be studying because of it. Now, we have all these logs. I should probably be making more storage than I already have, because we need a lot more. So an easy early bit of storage you can make. Let's put some of this away to make a little bit more room. Put this away, put this away, put that away. Let's lift that and put it on the spit now. It's shrunk substantially. It will cook on its own, by the way, just being on the spit, just very slowly. Turning it speeds it up drastically. Also, while we were out, we got an itsy bitsy web, which is pretty cool. Can I craft that right away, or do I need a skill for that? Itsy bitsy weaver. There we go. It really is just one of each, but it also is soft capped by dexterity, sewing, and lore. We're awful at all of those. We could get points in it first, but does it matter that much to us? I don't know. I don't know. I think I'll craft it right now just to show you what it is. Only 11 quality. Normally I would put more time into it. We can see it's a 4.5-day study with 20 mental weight, so it's above our pay grade right now. But even at this low quality of only 11.1 quality, it's over 10,000 learning points, making it very worth it, especially if you get your survival up early and find these in good quality. This is why it can be worth it to forge things that you don't need anymore, just because anytime you forage anything, you might get these itsy bitsy spider webs and spiders, things like that, those side things. So those could be very valuable to you even later on in the game. All right, let's see what quality we can actually get out of this horse meat. I'm actually pretty curious about this. I think it's going to be like atrocious quality, probably 2. Because I know that the horse hide was only quality 2, which is so bad. Ooh, I'm gonna need to get more string, aren't I? So that I can finish those things up. I don't think I deposited any when I was deposited. Sorry, it's a weird way to put shoving things in a log, but you know what I mean. What are we gonna get out of this? I think it's constitution meat for wild, or it's domesticated horse meat though. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm actually not sure what this is gonna be worth. There we go. Sizzling a horse meat is agility and dexterity. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I'll eat that. Now later on we could be eating with a table. Intelligence our highest, okay. Later on, we could be eating with a table, and that would get us a lot more, everything. It'd fill us less, which is good. You don't want your hunger level to fill up, because you get bonuses if you don't. Look at all that we're getting. We're even getting bone ash out of this, which you can crumble into regular ash if you prefer that. We don't really need either, so we're just gonna throw it. But look at all this meat. I recommend just eating it while it's still hot. We don't really have the capability of doing anything else with it, you know? So you may as well just eat it all now. Get a few points. Cool. And if we open our chat up, which is Control-C, and we go here, you can see, whoop, bring it up here, a whole bunch of skill points in mostly agility, but a little bit of dex. That's pretty sweet, because agility, very important for combat. So it's nice to start getting that up. So question you might have, some of you might be doing a lot better than me with LP right now, and you're thinking, okay, I got to 20 exploration, I'm at 19 right now, but let's say you got to 20, and you're also at 20 survival, what do you do next? Okay, well, it's never a bad idea to put more into survival and exploration. It's just never a bad idea, but me personally, I would start putting points in unarmed and try to get it up to 20. It's gonna take a while, obviously, but you wanna chip away at that, because once your unarmed is decent enough, once you have like 20 plus unarmed and 20 plus agility, you can start fighting bats in these caves, and they're very easy to hunt because you can sprint in caves for very little stamina cost. So when they start running away, you can pursue them pretty easily. Now I need to go scrounge up even more string. Hey, check this out. I was boating around a little bit with a dugout, trying to look for more string along the forest coast, and I see there's a lot of fish jumping here, so I thought, you know what? We have our fishing rod already equipped. Let's go fishing. So we just go to adventure, and there's a fish button. Sometimes I hotkey this. You can just start fishing somewhere. This is bait fishing. It's very simple. You just automatically fish until you run out of bait, or your hook breaks, or your string breaks, or whatever. You can put a new one on if you have one. I don't have spares on me at the moment, but I'm just fishing with the grubs and the entrails and stuff. And the bar will keep filling, and every time it fills, there's a chance I get a fish, like I just caught a bass. There we go. And you can see we have a quest down there. Eat roasted fish fillet, which is just the roast meat recipe, after you've butchered one, of course. And study fish eyeball. Randomly, when you butcher fish, you might get an eyeball. It's fairly common, and it's an easy thing to study early in the game. That said, you don't need to butcher the fish, although it is a discovery if it's your first time butchering it. You could also put it on your spit roast and roast it to get more meat out of it, and usually a different yield, or at least a different quantity of yield, but there's uses for both things, right? Like, you could be roasting the fish meat, you could be spit roasting the fish meat, or you could cut up the fish and put it in a wrap. Make like a, where is it here? If we go craft, food, wild grub, pit baked goods, we can make leaf wraps out of things like nut jerky, which is nuts, any kind of like red meat, and then leaves. You could also do fruit roast, which is fruit or berries, very easy to find. And you wrap that in some leaves. You can cook that on the fire. That's more decent food that gains different properties based on what you're cooking. But you can also butcher fish, and that will add fish wraps to the list, which I believe is a little bit of fruit, leaves, and fish. And that's also wonderful food. I recommend you make all three of those with early game stuff. Also, we just got a seahorse. Here you go. It's not too long to study. It's not too high of weight. And it gives you a decent little bit of learning points. I think you can actually collect seahorses just by, like, grabbing them out of the water when they appear on the little mini-map here. But you can also fish them up. You can fish up all kinds of wild things. Whenever people drown or drop things in the water naturally, there's a chance a player can fish it up. So sometimes you'll fish up odd things like village keys that you have no idea where they came from. And it's probably some player who drowned at some point, or at least accidentally dropped something in the water. And sometimes you get very lucky. Sometimes a really high quality tool will wash up. Oh, my hook broke, it says down there. I can make a new bone hook, but I don't have that stuff on me. So what I'll do is I'm going to equip my axe so that I can butcher each one of these fish. And I don't need to butcher a seahorse, that's not for eating. There we go, that's how you do a little bit of basic fishing. Now I'm gonna keep looking for string. Well, it looks like there's this cool looking place just north of the giant lake north of me. that was abandoned a long time ago. They have some stack furnaces, though. Stack furnaces are very basic ore smelting, just used to make the first few ore you need to then make your proper smelter that can do hard metals. So this is just for making some basic soft metals that you can alloy together. I think it's for tin and copper that you can then alloy into bronze later at a crucible, and then you can use that bronze as a hard metal to make a proper ore smelter that you can make iron with. But yeah, it looks like there's all kinds of old things that had probably been picked apart a long time ago. Beeswax is nice, but we'll make our own later. And I'm guessing there's nothing left in... Oh! They left leather behind in here. No one ever stole this. As nice as it would be to take that leather, as genuinely useful as that would be, I don't think I should. I feel like we gotta earn that kind of stuff ourselves. What I will do is I'll dump the leather and I'll just take the tub, because the tub I could make in like 10 minutes anyway. This is just saving us a little bit of time, but I want to earn the leather ourselves because you watching alongside who's playing, you might not be so lucky as to stumble across leather like that. So I'm gonna just take the tub itself, and we don't even need it for a day anyway. Let's go ahead and get this built. No applicable. I'm sorry, do I not? I have a bunch of stinging nettles. Oh, I've already put the string in these. My bad. I forgot I just need to put the, put this in. Here we go. Oh, I need to do that. Here we go. My bad. I could have finished these a little while ago. Not that matters too much. Cool. That's another one done. And, I think I needed 4 sticks here. 2, 3, 4. Beautiful. Okay. This feels a lot better. Let's go ahead and grab some... I see what's going on here. If I go to pick this up, it's going to be horse. Yep. Fresh horse hide. That takes up the whole slot. But that's okay. That's okay. That's not a bad thing. Even if it's low quality. Doesn't matter. A lot of this leather, the quality is not going to matter in the end. But there we go. We just filled up 3 whole slots with that. We did some fishing. We prepped a whole lot of stuff for future videos. I'm feeling pretty good about how we're ending off here. I think I've pretty much covered everything I need to cover, other than that by the start of the next episode, I am going to be using Ender Client, and I recommend that all of you do too. And I will slowly start introducing you to new stuff that Ender Client adds so that you can get comfortable with it. Either in that, though, I think we're basically done for this episode. I need to put a fence up here, which is, and I'll show you how to do this real quick. You see I have stick here. You know, building construction, fences and walls, and you just put the corner fence post at, let's turn on personal claim. I'd put the corner fence post right here. I said right, sorry, I have so many obstacles I made for myself. Let me move, I was standing on it right there. And you can start it, and then you can extend it out to the other wall and finish it off there and do a similar one on the other side. It's very, very simple. I'll probably just build it between episodes because it is incredibly simple to do. And I need to go probably make myself some dinner. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope it's been genuinely helpful to you. The next one is probably already up by the time you're watching this because I'm trying to get this whole series done before the first episode airs. Check the playlists in the description. I hope this thing was helpful for you. Until next time, have a nice day.